Hey there, students. We'll start with grammar here today. Sorry I'm not at school. Just have some other things I need to do. And so we'll start with grammar. Our first two sentences here, we'll put this in the back of our notebook. Then I'll give you about 4 minutes to work on it. The first one says, I'll make this a little bit bigger so you can see it. You might lose my face for a little bit, but you'll be all right. All right? All right, the thesis statement states your argument and a list of the 3 reasons. Obviously, 3 should be underlined, so I gotta fix that. Oh, man. Not one of these days. There we go. All right. So the thesis statement states your argument and a list of the 3 reasons. I'll put a period on there too. And the thesis statement consists of 1 sentence. So obviously we have 7 options here: a noun, a verb, a pronoun, an adjective, an adverb, a conjunction, or a preposition. So I'll give you about 4 minutes here to do this, and then we will go from there after I put a period in. All right, about 2 more minutes here. Just a sparkling water. 32 seconds. Oh, that means there's time. So how do you delete these stickers at clear screen? All right. Look at that. I did something new with my Screencastify. Pretty proud of myself. All right. So thesis, that's an adjective that describes a noun. What kind of statement is it? It's a thesis statement. Statement's a noun. States would be a verb. That's an action verb there, showing action. Yours a pronoun. It's a possessive pronoun there. Argument is a noun. Ends my conjunction. List is a noun. Of is my preposition. Remember, all prepositional phrases are going to have a noun somewhere after that, a noun or a pronoun. Three is an adjective, and reasons is a noun. Number two, the thesis statement consists of one sentence. Obviously, we know thesis is an adjective, statement's a noun, consists is my verb, of another preposition, one's an adjective, and sentence is a noun. So, of course, we don't have an adverb today, but you'll be all right. And that's it. So there we have it. There's our, I got to get rid of this now. There's our grammar. All right. So if we look yesterday in our stuff, if you turned your stuff in on time, so if I had you in class on Wednesday, I graded Thursday morning. If I had you in class on Thursday, I've graded. I haven't graded yet because we haven't had class, but I'm going to grade at about 1:30 today. I'll grade your comments here, and I'll leave you a response. If you did not earn 10 out of 10 on this, that just means you have to fix it. It doesn't mean it's bad. It just means you have to do a little bit of work. Some of the issues I saw probably with like 80% of you is that you probably weren't specific enough. You said like schools should get weight rooms or our school should get a locker room. Like you need to be more specific. So Woodbury High School should install or should build a new locker room for the sports teams. All right, I think that's a good argument. You have your opposing viewpoint and your refute, and then we have our reasons. And for some of you guys, your reasons, some of them were a little like sometimes when I thought they were too close, if they weren't precise enough, I told you about it. So, if I said Woodbury High School should make uniforms mandatory because it'll reduce student stress, it'll make students more comfortable, and it'll allow for students to relax. Those are three good reasons, but the problem is they're all the same reason. All right. And so you have to kind of think about that in your comments. And if I told you that your stuff wasn't precise enough, that means you have to fix it. All right. You can get 10 out of 10 on it. It's not too complicated, but I think sometimes the less is more. And so the more precise that you are, the stronger your thesis statement is going to be. So if I wrote Woodbury High School should mandate school uniforms because it'll increase student pride, it will reduce student stress, and it will allow for, I'm trying to think of my third reason here. I wrote this down, so maybe I should just find it. Woodbury High School should make school uniforms mandatory because it will improve safety. There's my third one. It'll reduce student stress. It'll increase school pride. So if you look at this, that's pretty point blank. There's a precise thing I'm talking about. Some of you guys said, like, I want to fix the sidewalks in our neighborhood. I want basketball hoops in Woodbury. It's too broad. You have to be more specific. The city of Woodbury needs to install basketball hoops at Valley View Heights Park because right now there's only one. All right. And so you have to be a little more precise in what you're saying. The city of Cottage Grove needs to fix a pothole on the intersection of blah and blah because blah, blah, and blah. All right. So if your reasons aren't precise enough, it just means you have to fix them. It doesn't mean that they're bad, and since some of you guys, you wrote these like super long reasons, like you almost wrote a paragraph for each reason. And I think that'll be great information for your paper, but it's not going to be good information for your thesis statement. Your thesis statement, I like to call it like, it says it's your argument, right? It's only one sentence. It's the driving force of your paper. Your whole entire paper is based off your thesis statement. So, it's like a punch, right? It's wound up and it's connected, right? And your whole entire paper is going to connect with that thesis statement. And so just something to think about there. If I wrote in there, you need to be more precise. You have to have a more specific argument. Maybe I didn't write that, but you probably can get the hint with what I'm talking about today. And so today, what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our document here. And as you look, we have our 3 reasons here. And we're going to go into and do a little bit of a PowerPoint here on what I want you to do. All right. And so when you talk about the appeals of a paper, there's 3 ways that you can appeal to your reader. The first way is through a logos appeal. I call it the logical appeal. It's strategic. It uses claims. It uses evidence. When you look at the papers that I have presented for you to look at, you can see that they all have facts that come from valid research. All right, and so strong evidence, right? The second way is through a pathos. It's through your emotional appeals, right? It's through like experiences that you've had because of that situation. So if I want schools to mandate uniform because it reduces stress. One morning I had a hard time trying to find a match my shirt with my pair of pants, my designer jeans I had, and I couldn't remember if I wore that same shirt this week or not, and it stressed me out. That's an emotional appeal, right? It's a pathos appeal. It's something that you can use in your essay. That's an emotional response to you. And when you look at my essay, what I did in all mine is on every one of my reasons. I have 2 pathos appeals and 1 logos appeal. All right. So what we're going to do today, and then the ethos is just your credibility. It's just done through talking about who you are as a student here at Woodbury High School. I struggle with school safety. Some students, you go on and on about that, have a ethos appeal. But what we're going to focus in on today is the emotional appeal. All right. And so, here's mine. We should, this is mine about my wife. All right. And here's my thesis and whatnot. But as we go through, we go through the refute. I'm going to focus more today on my first one. So going on a date will strengthen our relationship. That's my first reason. All right. And that is ultimately what we want in life. All right. So now I'm going to give some pathos appeals, some emotional appeals to discuss this. I know when I spend quality time with you, I feel like we have a stronger relationship. An example of this is when we went on our date, and obviously my paper is written towards my wife, so it's a little bit different than yours. An example of this is when we went on a date to go see Sister Act at the Chanhassen Dinner Theater. It was an amazing time to spend with you, and I learned a lot about how you're feeling. So there's a pathos appeal, right? It's appeal. It's an emotional response, giving an example of why going on a date will strengthen our relationship. It was also helpful that no one was seeking our attention or screaming at us. Another example is when we went on a walk around Lake Harriet last fall. It was just the 2 of us, and it was cheap. It would have been cheap if you didn't buy ice cream, but I know that 1 hour I had with you is super beneficial to hearing about your feelings and how you were doing. So I have 2 pathos appeals, and the last one here is my logos appeal with a concluding sentence. So what we're going to do today, and you can look through my PowerPoint here. You have access to it. It goes through each one, right? What we're going to do is we're going to go into our document here that we have on here, and we're going to put in here, let me just make a quick copy so I can do this for you. Sorry, I should have this done ahead of time. So what you're going to do is you're going to put in your 2 pathos appeals for each one of yours. All right. So we have our stuff here, and down here you're just going to write the word pathos. Come on. You're going to write 2 examples. So right here in mine, I would write Sister Act, and I would write Lake Harriet. I don't have to go into great detail on it right now. I just have to kind of get my examples. This one was strengthening You with me? So I'd put that for there right here. All right, and then the next one, have fun, right? And so it allow for us to have fun. All right. So I talk about time on the Eiffel Tower and playing Connect Four. And so if I went back to this here, this would be it will allow for us to have fun. I'll play the Europe Eiffel Tower. And my second one was Connect Four. All right. And then Better Parents. I think one of mine was Retreat in Buffalo. I can't remember my last one. My last one was going to the tavern. All right. So that's what we're going to do today. All right. We're going to put in our emotional appeals. All right. So we have our reasons here, and then we put in our emotional appeals for each one of these. All right. So that's the first thing you'll do. So you have time to work on this. And this is what it's going to look like when it's done. All right. When you're done with that, you're going to go to our class here, and you're going to go to where it says the thesis statement. And you're going to write just one sentence here. You can just click on this. You'll make a copy of this. And you're going to write your own thesis statement. All right. All I want is your one sentence, right? So you're going to put that one sentence right here and you're going to submit it. All right. It's either 5 out of 5 or it's 0 out of 5. All right. If I send it back to you, it doesn't mean you're a horrible person. It doesn't mean that you're a horrible writer. It just means that your thesis statement is not precise enough. All right. It's the driving force behind it. So you'll write this sentence in here. We should go on a date because it will strengthen our relationship. It'll be fun and it'll make us better parents. The city of Woodbury needs to install a 50-meter pool because blah, blah, and blah. All right. So again, it's your driving force. It's one sentence and that's what it is. All right. And that's what we're going to do today. So again, number one, go back to your document here, put in your pathos. All right. Your emotional responses. All right, you're going to get that done. Make sure you have 2 for each one, so 2 examples. If you can always write more than mine. I didn't write as much because you obviously know what mine's about because you see the paper, and then you're going to work on your thesis statement. I won't be around today on Friday, but I will. I'll grade these on Monday morning when I'm come. Just a friendly reminder: I grade once a day. And that's it. So I'll show up. I won't be here tomorrow. I won't be here on Friday morning. So obviously I can't grade then. But I'll grade these on Monday morning. You do not need to submit this part with your emotional responses. On Monday, we're going to go start our logical responses, and then when we're completed with that, we'll submit it again. But it's going to be a few more days before we actually turn this in. But if you don't have this stuff done, it's going to be problematic for you. So I can assure you that if you do the process with me, you'll be in a great spot at the end. Be respectful for the sub. I'm sure you can go to your cell phone now. If you don't have it, if you had your cell phone when I was doing this, I'm not a big fan of that. I think you know that. You always have time to work in class and to get your stuff done. So turn your stuff in. I'm not going to listen to your excuses on Monday and why you don't have your thesis statement done because I feel like I gave you pretty good examples here, and it's on you to get it done. All right. If you have questions, comments, or concerns, you can shoot me a message. But just know I probably won't respond until Sunday night. All right. All right, guys. I hope you have a good day and be respectful for your substitute and be respectful. Follow the guidelines. Be respectful. Respect yourself. Respect your classroom. Your classmates. Respect your classroom. And today, respect your substitute teacher. Bye, guys. Have a good day.